Let's talk about multiband compressors. This is a big topic. Obviously, they can do quite a lot, and you hear a lot of love and hate for them all over the place. I look at them as a tool, and they can be very useful in certain situations. Um, the basic idea of a multiband compressor is that it listens to a part of the frequency spectrum. So it will say like, I'm only listening to the low end. And when the low end gets loud, I'm going to turn down the low end. Or I'm only listening to the mid range. So when the mid range gets loud, I'm going to turn down the mid range. That's the idea. And it will only affect that section. The good thing about multiband compressors is you can dig into a little section, and if there's something that's just jumping out every once in a while in a frequency that you don't want to EQ that frequency down, it's just like, oh, every once in a while it jumps out. That's when you use a multiband compressor. So like a de-esser is an example of a basic multiband compressor because it's just affecting the sibilance range. The downside of a multiband compressor is because it's carving down, like let's say if you had a multiband compressor and it was reacting to the singer's voice a lot in a mix and you had it on the 2 bus. So now it's going to duck every time the singer's loud. It's effectively remixing the song a little bit because it's going to make it sound like the singer is quieter because the singer is quieter in the mix versus if I did a compressor across the whole track, it would compress the whole track at the same time. So the vocals aren't going to change where they sit near as much as with a multiband. And so that's something to watch out for with multiband compressors is they can rebalance things very quickly. And I think that's why you don't hear them too often in acoustic music, because it can change the tone of the instruments as they're being played. So it sounds a little unnatural in acoustic music if you overuse it, or if you use it at all sometimes. But a genre like EDM or like dubstep in particular, where you want everything to be really loud and in somebody's face, it's a really great tool to get that. I'm going to push all the frequencies because you can control all the frequencies so well, so then you can push them all right at, so they feel like they're jumping out of the speakers. For a sound design tool, they're extremely handy because you can do creative things like, oh, when the kick drum hits, I want the high end to go down, or when the high end hits, I want the low end to go down. You can have them key to other sections of the multiband or side chain. You can do all sorts of creative things with them. A lot of fun. Let's dig in.